I think my interpretation of the invitation is to give you some hint of what kind of tools of advocacy we can use for the climate and environmental justice. Okay. So Greenpeace has been part of a number of court cases around the world, targeting both governments and corporations. I think the most interesting case from our side was the petition we launched in the Filipino in 2015. 2015 is the very year of the Laudato Si, is the very year of the Paris Agreement, and my colleague Yeb Sanyo, who has been vice environmental minister of Filipino state, he became Southeast Asia executive director of Greenpeace, and he participated to the pilgrimage that year from Rome to Paris, and his village was destroyed by a typhoon. Okay, when he was during one of the conference of the parties, he was in conference of the party representing Filipino, and sometimes his village was destroyed by a typhoon. So we helped, so Greenpeace Filipino, but with a coalition of local groups, we issued a petition to the Filipino Human Rights Commission. So this opened a process against what we call the carbon majors, so the big polluters, among which we have also Italian companies. After that, we also had other court cases based on the climate justice, and in Germany, we are now helping 2,000 elder women in Switzerland to sue the Swiss government because they are doing nothing on climate. So all these initiatives, it's not just Greenpeace. I think Greenpeace is supporting, normally we support local groups or local entities, and supporting with legal support, financial support, and also we also take part of these court cases. So all this movement, when you speak, this kind of legal actions are weak tools, because there is no one can force anybody to do something at the international level. But they are not so weak as they seem to be. So what happened is last 29th of March at the UN General Assembly, a resolution was passed by consensus on climate justice, thanks also to Antonio Guterres, Secretary General. So the resolution is asking the International Court of Justice to issue an advisory statement on how the states are obliged to fulfill their duty on climate crisis and damages. Okay? We see this as a very important, even apparently weak resolution. Is not that weak. So I think we have now a field when we can play a new game. Okay, so first of all, what I can offer to you is, if you are interested in that, we can organize a seminar on the Filipino case, so you can see how the Filipino case was organized and the documentation and so on with my colleague Yeb Sanyo. Another level of not so weak tools is under the Aarhus Convention. The Aarhus Convention is a convention that is based mainly in Europe, is under the UN system, and is a convention on freedom of information and participation of civil society, okay? And there's a special rapporteur on environmental defenders. Because another side of the coin is, especially on biodiversity, is the assassination of indigenous leaders, assassination of environmental activists, or sometimes they are not assassinated, but they are persecuted. So the special rapporteur, under the Aarhus Convention, there is a special mechanism, it's a rapid response mechanism. So that response mechanism can be used in every part of the world where a European-based company is operating, doing something against civil society. So this is another tool that's established, and we are collaborating with the Special Rapporteur, Michel Frost. So my contribution is there are new tools, and I think if we speak about advocacy, and I think we can have a common ground to collaborate with you. Thanks.